Hello, my friends. It's CJ here, and I just wanted to take some time to talk to you guys about something that happened to me that I feel is really, really important to share. So, sometimes I like to shop at Goodwill because a lot of people drop off some really cool, rare treasures. I remember the Goodwill in my college town had a bunch of old Sailor Moon VHSs that were really super cool, and in fact, I regret not picking them up. But anyway, that's another story. So, I'm shopping in the Goodwill in my current town. Of course, I go right for the book section. I always do, because occasionally you'll find some old manga treasures here and there that'll pop up. And I see a little girl playing there. And she's about 5 or 6, give or take. And she's sitting on the floor, pulling out books, looking at them in the kids section. And sure enough, what do my eyes catch right in front of her but Nana. Now, if you don't know what Nana is, this is a really, really good older shoujo manga about two young girls named Nana who have very different lives, who end up meeting in the city and really getting to know each other. It's a really great story. But it's not for kids. Now, if you were to take 2 seconds to look on the back, you would see the older teen rating. I mean, it's right there, right on the bottom. You can't miss it. If you were to take a couple of more seconds to actually look and see what the comic was about, you would read the line, "The world of Nana is a world exploding with sex, music, fashion, gossip, and all-night parties." Nana is not a manga for kids. I'm sorry, I get so angry. I've mentioned before that I'm a substitute teacher. I'm currently in the process of becoming a teacher, and it just boils my blood when I see stuff like that. Because the thing is, I should clarify, because when I was 10 years old, I got my hands on stuff like Chobits, comics that were way too old for my age demographic. I mean, just far too old. But I was fine. At least, I think I'm fine. But that's beside the point. Nothing bad happened to me, and I think that, if a 10-year-old were to stumble upon Nana and he or she really enjoyed it, I don't think that's going to be an issue either. There's nothing really graphic in this manga. But a 5 or 6-year-old should never be in arm's reach of this thing. I mean, come on. I think it all goes back to the notion that many people think that just because something is a comic means that it's for kids. Of course, anybody, with working brain cells know that this is not the case. I recently picked up an issue of Batman and Robin from one of my favorite runs, and I was reading it at night, and I will confess, I'm not afraid to say that I was actually somewhat scared by some of the content in it. It gave me anxiety, it was frightening, in a good way. It was written very well. And obviously it was not a comic for kids, little kids, that is. I think it makes me a little more upset to think of the disrespect for the medium than about kids actually getting their hands on these comics. Because if anything, again, I read a lot of mature comics when I was younger. I ended up mostly fine. I'm not really concerned about kids, reading too sensitive material. It's just that I feel like now is the time that, especially we manga fans, need to step up and say, hey, the medium that we enjoy, it's not kid stuff. In fact, most of it, I would argue, is not kid stuff. Go into a section of Barnes & Noble. Just literally go in there and just pull stuff off the shelf, check the age rating. Just go ahead. Just check a bunch of different books. I guarantee you're mostly going to find either older kids or older teens. Or teens or older, that is. I mean, there's very, very few, especially manga, that cater toward all ages. In fact, actually, something I mentioned in my top 5 manga for kids video is if you're confused about manga, if you were somebody who's working at a place like Goodwill and you get a book like this and, let's just say for whatever reason, it doesn't have a rating on the back. Sometimes that can happen. A quick Google search will tell you what's what. I mean, it's as simple as that. Just ask your friends, look at the book. I mean, just open it up and look at it. If the first chapter clearly has a relationship between a teenager and a male in his 30s, you know it's probably not for kids. That's what happens in in Nana. And a 5 or 6-year-old was within arm's reach of grabbing it. I mean, I'm sorry, it just makes me so angry. I guess what I'm saying is, please, please, if you are in a Goodwill, if you're in a bookstore, if you're in anywhere, and you see something like Nana in a kids section, just tell the manager. Be nice about it. Say, hey, I just wanted to let you know I saw this in this section. It's not for kids. Could I ask you to move it? They honestly will probably be pretty cool with you if you're cool with them. I mean, that's really all I have to say at this point. Please, if anything, if, managers are not cool about this kind of stuff, just buy it. Do what I did. Just buy it. Maybe you might enjoy it. Until next time, this is CJ, signing off.